I've been here at the prison a few days. Apparently, I've become the errand boy of Devil's Crossing. After my initial task of disposing of the reanimator, Captain Johns had no hesitation in throwing me further opportunity for near-death experience. I've yet to remind him that the hanging he offered me was already closer to death than I cared for. My first job came from Kasparov, Devil's Crossing's resident scientist and inventor. He's got a few screws loose if you ask me. He wanted samples of those ether crystals that have been cropping up all over the place. As luck would have it, I pocketed a few from my trip up to Burial Hill. I handed him over, job done. He had a bit of a strange look on his face when he got his hands on them. Gods only knows what he wants to do with them. The work for Barnabas was far more intense, and more important if you ask me. The prison's water supply was contaminated and undrinkable. Needless to say, we had to get it sorted out. We fixed up the pump with some scrap we had lying around. Then I had the delightful task of heading down below to find the source of the contamination. Within the Devil's Aquifer, I found the slith. Turns out they were the problem. I disposed of them as best I could. Seems to have done the trick. The water's still not the best, but at least it's not making us sick anymore. Call that a win, I guess. I also talked to this bloke called Harmond. His eyes were cold and distant, and his mind appeared to be elsewhere. He told me he lost his beloved to the grim dawn. Seems all he's got left now is revenge on those that took her away. It's as worthy a cause as anything else around here, so I told him the least I could do was kill a few extras for him. Poor guy. The next thing Bourbon mentioned was a push toward the north. Something about a town called Burrich. He's been pretty lean on the details so far, but that's fine with me. Gives me an extra day of rest. This place is miserable, but I guess it's our best chance for rebuilding some resemblance of a life. The survivors here have nothing else to cling on to but this surrogate community. It gives them, and it gives me, purpose.